Welcome in once again, guys. We're here to feed that Yu-Gi-Oh cardboard addiction, guys. You guys already know we have none other than Down South TCG here with us. He's been a great member of the channel for multiple years now, and we've actually collabed in the past. It's been a while, but as you guys know, I always love bringing members on, members that feel like, you know, that they can provide value to the community. And Down South actually has X over here. 58 followers is too little, guys. Let's get him exposure. You know, you guys go over here. We're gonna leave the link in the description down below. He's pumping out great content, of which we will actually be reviewing in just a moment here. So if you want to stay in tune, it's not just via videos, also via X and other social platforms. It's always good to follow people like Down South, just providing great value, guys. So make sure you tune in, come over here, make sure you follow. Great insight about, you know, product releases, deck profiles, you know, card prices, things of that nature, guys. Very good content. So make sure you tune in over there on X. And yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on again, brother. Always, you know, love my channel members, love great people like Down South, just being so supportive of me and the channel, you know, again, for probably like multiple years now. So it's insane. Always love to have you on, brother. Thanks for being here. And yeah, let the masses know how's everything. You know, why should they follow over here on X? What's your thought process right now?
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me back. You know, it's been, I think it was right before Malice released the last time we did one of these. So it's a pleasure being back. If anybody wants to give me a follow over there on X and just kind of go over a new product that's coming out, you know, things you should be looking at. Hopefully it can help you out.
There you go, guys. So let's make sure we support, you know, fellow content creators here. You know, here on X in this case, just great content. It helps me stay informed, and you as well if you follow. So make sure you tune in. And yeah, on that same note, one of his posts just fire, just the graphics, the information, you know, upcoming release schedule with all the craziness going on in Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, right now. Positively, I'm mentioning it in the sense of so many product releases. Rarity 5 is going to be taken over here. April 17th is around the corner, guys. Essentially,
not that far away.
Right down south in like a month and a week. You know, people are going to already, you know, be out here cracking open them Rarity 5s, you know, chasing them chase cards, them high-end, you know, new rarities, things of that nature. But before then, you know, this week, March 13th, Legendary Modern Decks is coming out. There's a lot of hype in the sense of reprints, which we will be discussing with Down South here today, that people are looking forward to. Then you have our next core set, May 8th, Blazing Dominion, right here. So nice to visually. I'm a visual guy. So again, that's why I'm telling you guys, you need to follow Down South. It's very nice and visually appealing to just see things like this. Look at that. Our next core set, May 8th. Then we have Battles of Legend Glorious Gallery on June 5th, heading into the summer and heading into, you know, Nat season essentially. And then on my birthday, June 17th, we're going to get the Ultimate Tournament Pack 1 release, hopefully with them actually changing the pack. You know, hopefully they change the quality and maybe they start off with a bang. Maybe Down South, are we getting OT Ash finally? Ash Blossom? Yeah, finally. No, maybe.
I don't know. Well, maybe we're going to get some Overframe Ultimates.
Oh, snap. You imagine that? He took it. I love it. He took it like to that extra, you know, next step, extra level type of thing. You imagine?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I like it. Hopefully Konami, you know, starts you know, fresh with those new packs. You know, so I like the name Ultimate Tournament Pack. Hopefully they start with a bang. Don't start with no, you know, scrubby OT or some random card that no one cares about. Hopefully they go for staples that people actually want and need. So I look forward to that. And then Chaos Origins, you know, later probably in July around Nats. You know, recently in past years, Konami has been releasing probably like a week or two before Nats, they release you know, that core set to impact the biggest event of the year as well. So again, very nice post here by Down South, very informative, just visually being able to identify our next releases, just to stay in tune and to keep in touch with what's coming, because it's always good to stay informed in this manner. So make sure you check this post and you know, over there his channel on X as well. So guys, don't forget, link in the description down below, $15 off over here, free market watch course as well. And while you're at it, make sure you subscribe, ring that bell, like the video on the way in. We gladly appreciate it. And none of this content is official financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. Really appreciate you guys. You know, we got to 10.7K, trying to get to 11K here, guys. So every little like, every little sub counts, guys. So I really appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Thank you so much. So Down South, we have Legendary Modern decks, just like your post said. this is, you know, coming out this week. You know, later this week, people are going to be able to get their hands on product like this. Usually from my vantage point, I don't really care about seal. Like, you know, I get it. There's people out there, maybe casuals, maybe people that actually, you know, like these decks, they play these decks, maybe they want an extra deck core. I think it's a great product in that sense. But for most of us, I would say, you know, we're going to go for singles. We're going to go for the reprints that we want. We're going to be picking and choosing instead of paying, you know, $30+ in sealed, which, mind you, started at $40, $42 for Billy Bob pre-sales here. And now as the price crashes down, you see the volume is coming up. You know, people are probably coming in here getting 3 of these for $100, maybe, you know, things of that nature. But what's your thought process on this product being released soon? And we're going to actually go into the product and check the cards out. But just, you know, the fact that we're getting it, you know, do you like what Konami is trying to do here? The cards that are coming inside, like, what's your thought process with regards to legendary modern decks?
Yeah, you know, I love the structure of these sets. I think it's great what they're trying to do for the game, because even if you don't care about the decks, you can pick these up and you get so many staples handed to you. For the longest time, Yu-Gi-Oh's been too expensive to be able to play, and now I feel like they're doing a good job of making that to where you buy this now and you get at least 2 of the decks. X-Saber, I don't know how good it's going to be, but at least 2 of the decks you could take it out of the box to locals and do fine with. And I think that's kind of their goal with this. And if once we get to it, once you see like the Mitsurugi deck, let's
show it.
Let's show it right now. Deck.
Yeah, let's show them right now.
That's the deck
you're
seeing
right there.
Yeah, that's what you're seeing, pretty close to that in the meta. I mean, obviously you're gonna have to swap some stuff in and out, but it comes with everything you need right out of the box.
Right. Down South made a great point. By the way, this is his post as well over there on X. It looks so clean, so informative, guys. And yeah, he did a great job just highlighting the fact, you know, in this case, we're gonna get staples like Little Knight, man. Like the cheapest copy of Little Knight was what, like $10 not too long ago, and now you're gonna be able, and again, of course, most people are gonna still want the holographics, but if you're on a budget or you don't mind rarity, it's gonna be very nice where through this product we're gonna be able to get cheaper Little Knights in that manner. You know, and some just meta relevant cards like droplets. I mean, you can never have too many of those. Obviously, Ritual as well. You know, it was $15-16 not too long ago, and we're gonna touch base on that one in just a bit. And then just the rest of the deck core, and a couple reprints here and there. So not bad at all. Like Down South highlighted. And what do you think about Sky Strikers, Down South? Just a fan favorite deck core. Do you like it that is in here? Are there any, you know, reprints you want to highlight or you think people should be looking at from this, you know, the Sky Striker deck core?
Yeah, I think this is by far the most interesting deck that's in the product, because with the Mitsurugi deck, you're not getting any new cards. It's all reprints. But here you're getting 4 new cards, I believe, for the Sky Striker deck. You're getting some reprints on some of the alt arts. And then even the newest cards, you know, you have A0 and then you have Lemnis Gate that just came out. I think they were in Duelist Advance. So everybody was kind of on the fence. They didn't know if we were going to get it, if we weren't going to get it. So I think it was cool they put it in here. They're just commons, and so I don't think it's going to impact the original prints as much as people are kind of expecting. But I think we're going to go over that in a little bit.
Right. Yeah. No, those are great points. And look, cards like Zero, Azalea, like cards that needed reprints, you know, Sky Striker players will probably be happy in the sense they'll most likely still want the holos. But here's, you know, some of them are secret rares, ultra rares, as you see here. And I think you said Down South that the secret rares also get starlights. Will that be the case, you know, with this product?
That's correct. So there's, I believe, 6 secret rares per deck, and then all of those can be upgraded. There is still a little bit of uncertainty on which ones may or may not. There's one secret that's included in each deck, and then a promo pack. So the one secret for Sky Strikers is Lemnis Gate, or Linkage, and it comes in every deck as secret rare. So it's kind of unclear if that one's going to have the Starlight upgrade as well, but all the other ones should.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And again, it's nice. You can see the alternate arts here printed as well. It's interesting how they didn't do Hayate and Kaina alternate arts. That would have been pretty cool. But yeah. I mean, again, if Sky Striker, I mean, from my vantage point, like there's some of us that we don't care about Sky Striker, right? But I love the reprints. I love, you know, Upstart Goblin, I think is a great reprint. I mean, you know, there's Harpy's Feather Duster Nibs. Like, you can never have enough of these per se, especially if you're on a budget. You know, if you're on a budget right now, you don't feel like spending too much money, but you still want access to thrust and talent, even though it's at 1. right, Gek. Just all these cards is great. Me personally, I love to see the secret rare Ray alternate art. Because I love alternate arts like these, but let's say I didn't really like quarter century, like the rarity, so I get to have a cheaper secret rare alternate art just to pick up and have or invest into. Like, I love reprints like these. So again, yeah, it's a great product overall. Reprinting a lot of staples, in some instances multiple copies per. So Yu-Gi-Oh little by little is becoming way more cheaper and affordable, like Down South said, to play some of these staples. So yeah, that was great. Again, we discussed the Mitsu booty reprints right here, and then we have Sky Striker here, and then we do have X Sabers. So again, I mean, at least you get the common Mo Charmies here, which everyone will be scrambling to get their hands on. Thrust comes in here as well. And then you have the extra deck here, Nat Beast reprint. You have Gothams here. Mistworm is pretty interesting. And me and Down South were chit-chatting about that, in the back scenes here before recording, the fact that Mistworm here is a great pick for the Eddie Edisons out there. So that's one that I'm gonna be looking forward to. Hopefully the Starlight Rare is not too expensive, because I'd like to get like a Euro Starlight or something. That sounds like fire for my Eddie Edison deck. So, it's nice. It's nice to cover all the bases. I always say it. 95% of these cards, are going to be like meta relevant, like Mitsurugi and Sky Striker and this and that. But throw a bone to the Eddie Edison players. Throw a bone out there to the GOAT players and, us boomers out here, okay? Down south, we need a couple cards. You know what I mean? So it's nice,
yep.
To see cards like these. And what is your thought process with this third deck core?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of the X-Saber cards that are just old, and then a lot of them like Saberhole and Faltro don't have reprints at all, or don't have easy access reprints. So it's good to get those into circulation. And then while we were talking about the Starlights a little bit, I did want to point out, I don't think it's going to be super easy to pull these, so it's going to be interesting to see where the prices fall on the Starlights. Because there's just a chance to upgrade to it in each box, and you see how many secret rares there are. So it's gonna be tough sledding out there to pull the ones you want.
Interesting.
So they might end up being expensive.
I see. Yeah, that's a great point. Obviously, guys, Down South made an excellent point. Pull rates always matter. Scarcity always matters in any type of market. Supply and demand. So he made a great, excellent point. From my vantage point, my thought process is no one's going to care about Mistworm. You know what I mean? Like, most people that are going to pull the Mistworm from their box are going to be like, oh, this is a crappy box. Hey, Mistworm sucks. This, that, and the third. They're going to list it. The supply pressure is going to come in. And hopefully we can get a cheap Mistworm. That's my thought process. It is not guaranteed. So we'll see. But again, it's nice that we have options. The secret rare probably look very nice. And I know you guys watching probably don't care about no damn Mistworm, but at the end of the day, guys, it's just fun to get options. Everyone has a choice. If you're meta relevant and you need these staples, and you get commons, you get cheap cardboard, and you can play. You can play with your friends. You can go to locals. You can go to regionals or even a higher tier Yu-Gi-Oh event. That is awesome. So you got to give it to Konami. In that sense. And of course, value-wise, it kind of hurts if you were invested into maybe some of these higher-end versions. I think the higher-end versions maybe are not that impacted, like if you have quarter centuries, if you have Starlights per se. Now, if in Rarity 5, you start getting like alternate arts of Starlight rares of like Thrust, for example, or the variant arts and things, then that's a whole nother game, in that sense. But we'll see.
I think the biggest losers is anybody who invests into structure deck common reprints of staples.
Yeah.
Used to, you could play the structure deck market, and you could pick up structure deck ashes and sit on them and be able to make money.
Right.
And I don't think that's going to be the case going forward with how much they're dumping staples into these products.
Yeah. That's another great point, guys. That it's been recent. Basically they've started this year hot, strong. Like, the community has been asking for reprints of high in demand cards like the Mo Charmies, and we already see back-to-back common reprints. So they're listening, but at the same time, it hurts value-wise in a sense. I mean, we did see that the commons got reprinted, and then recently they started going back up, until this new reprint as well. So there's going to always be a gap, zone, what we call here, which you can play the gap zone and invest when they come out, and then within a 2 to 3 month time frame, maybe 2x and things of that nature. But it's not as easy as before. Like Down South said, is a great point, because now you never know. Now you come in and you're like, yo, Meow's common and Perulia. You know what? We saw Fawalos come out at at 8s and they went to 15, so I'm gonna buy this for Wallows as well. And then sure, there's a gap zone, but then maybe they reprint this in Rarity 5 again, or in Battles of Legend again, and then it becomes repetitive and there could be loss of value there. So great point by Down South, and definitely something to keep in mind. So great posts here by Down South. If you want to actually have access to content like this, visually appealing, great, full of great information, make sure you follow Down South. We'll leave the link in the description down below. So again, just talking about some cards, Down South wanted to highlight the fact that Sky Striker Ace Azalea Temperance from Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge. This is one that is not in the reprint section that we saw here for Sky Strikers here. So again, usually when you have a card that doesn't get reprinted, it usually doesn't matter, like, oh, but the card sucks and no one plays it and who cares about this one. The Sky Striker community will care, because there's a lot of players out there that maybe they were on the fence. They're like, oh, I want to build Sky Strikers one day, but this and that and the third. Now they actually get a deck core. What Billy Bob is going to be asking? They're going to be like, yo, I have the deck core. What am I missing? They're going to realize that this is missing, and they're going to come in. You can already see the volume candles coming in. So Down South wanted to highlight this one for you guys. Right now it's $3.99, around $1 and some change. You even have a playset right here around $5 and some change. So if you need this card or you want it, pick it up now. It's a single print, doesn't even have a higher print rarity. So what is your thought process with this one, Down South?
Yeah, and it's playing the same role that the original Azalea played. It came out in a Battle of the Legends set, didn't get a reprint for a long time. With this missing here, who knows when it's going to get reprinted again. This card is not as good as the original Azalea, but it's a Sky Striker extra deck card. It's the only one now that doesn't have a reprint, and it's a good looking rarity. So I could see this one just kind of stabilizing at a little bit higher price than where it is. I don't think it's going to be a $20 or $30 card.
No, yeah.
But if you want to have access to it, now's the time. Go ahead and get it out of the way. And if you want to pick up a couple extra copies,
why not?
It's not going to hurt.
Why not? Yes. Down South made an excellent point again. If you have the spare $5-6, just come in here, post tax, get your playset, get exposure, at the very least get your one of. Because cards like these, sure, 15, 20 is kind of a stretch. Maybe even double digits is kind of a stretch. You never know. But could this be a $5 card? You're up 3x? Sure, it can. It could be a $5 secret just off scarcity. So definitely one that we wanted to highlight for you guys. Then we do have Sky Striker Ace Zero getting that reprint. So Down South wanted to advise, in the sense that, sure, you're going to have that initial retracement because of the supply shock of being able to get commons or readily available versions, on a budget. But then most Sky Striker players are going to still want the higher max rarity. So again, right now it's $20. I think the supply pressure could push it back down, down to 15s. So we'll continue to monitor this one. So that'll be what, like a playset for $50 maybe? That's like the max you would want to pay for this card. Just wait. The comment will and should add some type of sell pressure to this one. But eventually, if it doesn't get reprinted sooner rather than later again, then this one can start curving back up as it gets scarce once again. So yeah, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, exactly that. I think right around release, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks out from the release of this deck, once the commons are out there, I think there's going to be scared people that are selling this card, and the price is going to keep pushing down.
Yes.
I think there's going to be a great window to pick it up if you've been waiting or if you just want to have it. And then you got a nice little window before. I think it should come in the 10s this year. So you're going to have a good 6-month gap there to play with this card on the market. So
yeah,
definitely worth. Everybody's afraid of buying it right now, but I think it's still a solid buy.
Yeah, there's going to be panic sellers out there. So if you start seeing 15s, maybe even 10s or single digits, you definitely want to consider picking this back up. Because yes, like Down South mentioned, that gap zone, is going to probably be a multi-month gap zone before it gets an additional print, where you could, maybe invest into it, hold it, or get rid of it at higher prices. So definitely a great take right there. By Down South.
Everybody knows Sky Striker players are not playing with commons.
Yeah. That's a good point. Literally. So the common is going to be for non-Sky Striker players. Yeah, that's a good one. And yeah, we do have Mitsu Booty Ritual, which was $16 recently. So if you wanted a place that you had to pay 50 bones. And recently, obviously thanks to the reprint coming this week, it's been flash crashing down 50% off the highs. And yeah, I mean, over 50% dump right now. We see these at 7s and some change. And honestly, I mean, I'd be dumping this right now. Some people say, oh man, but they were 16s and not. Yeah, but they can go from 7s to, you know, 5s or 3. You never know. And of course, for most of these cards that we're talking about, again, if they get a common reprint, people will still prefer the holo. So it's not like this is going to be a dollar card, but sure, could it be a sub $5 card? I do think that is a possibility. So definitely keep this one in mind. And I guess you're on that same boat, right down south?
Correct. Yeah. This one comes as a common in the deck, and then it has the opportunity to upgrade to the secret rare. So I don't think those secret rares are going to be crazy expensive. So I would sell every copy you own of this card right now and try to get off of it, because I think it's only down from here.
Yeah. So take advantage of this, you know, incoming volume. For Billy Boz, that probably don't know if Reprint is even coming because they don't watch the channel or follow Down South on X. So, you know, yeah. So I'd be getting rid of this card. But that's just me. Make sure you keep it in mind. And then obviously we have the Eddie Edison players here. Happy with Miss Worm. Only 4 prints ever, guys. I mean, you know, even the Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 DT Ultras, you know, they were money at one point, even 650s with insane volume coming in as of late. So right now, again, I just have my one of, so I doubt I'm gonna, you know, come in here and like sell it per se. I may, we'll see. I mean, it's just a $5 card, you know, one. But if I'd have play sets or you have multiple decks with multiples of these and things of that nature, then, you know, you might want to consider dumping these if you're an Eddie Edison player. And if you will prefer one of the other rarities, that be, you know, a Starlight or a Secret Rare. So me, I'll prefer one of the new ones. So I might come in here, slap it at 5. We'll see, just get rid of it. Nice to see this reprint coming because all versions were money. And this was the cheapest one that I honestly think eventually, if it wouldn't have had this reprint, this one would be double. It would have caught up to the double-digit range. But thankfully, you know, for the Eddie Edison players out there, you know, now we're going to have cheaper options. So yeah. What do you think about them Eddie Edison players, you know, and us boomers out here down south?
Yeah, it's one of the rare times that the reprint is like perfectly timed because, like you were saying, all of the good versions that are there are already expensive. So you had the one left that was affordable. So now we get a new secret rare move into the market, and I think the play on this one is going to be pick up the secrets because you see what this does over time. And I think it's just free money down the road.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, this card used to be cheap, like $1. I think probably cents at one point. It had like massive walls of China. And look, the peak was at like 650s with a Billy Bob coming in and paying $17 because, you know, why not? He was an Eddie Edison player and he couldn't hold it in, guys. He had to, you know, poor kid, poor guy. But yeah. It never gets old. So yeah, great take with regards to that one. So again, guys, you want to keep this product in mind. It's coming out this week. We wanted to start off the week strong, just giving you guys a highlight of what's popping off. And that's what I love about collabs. You know, collabs bring out just great, amazing content here, you know, to keep you guys informed. So great takes, you know, right now by Down South. And then moving on to the current format right now, the current meta relevant format, you know, throughout the past couple weekends here and there's been a lot of regionals going on, and here we have, you know, again, basically we can analyze the format and see that Draco Tail here is heavily represented at 25%, and I guess these are like winning decks. Is it down south, right? Just to double check.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically winning decks.
I think they're top 8s.
Okay, top 8 decks.
8s.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So top 8 across all regionals. We can see Draco Tail leading the way. Yummy, you know, with different variants, obviously with 13%. We still have Vanquish Soul here with 10%. Then we have Radiance with 10% as well. So, you know, again, when you analyze like a big event like Richmond, you can see that, you know, these percentages would be different. But at the regional level, definitely you can see Radiant. You know, I think for Richmond, this was like 6% or something. But you can see at the regional level, it's performing better. And then you have Malice around out the top 5 here. We're still close to 7% of the top 8 across regionals as of late. And you have Mitsubuti here, which is getting reprinted, which is nice here to round out, you know, the 6th place. Then you have Branded Despia Pure, Luna Lights, White Forest, and Orcus. That's pretty cool. And Magnum Warrior as well. A lot of people are hyped, you know, to see Magnum Warriors topping events here in 2026. And then you have Sky Striker here, which is also getting reprint. And then you go down here the list. And then Q Tunes is actually one that, you know, in the future gets better. So I'm surprised. I mean, obviously just has 1% now, but with the future support, that'll probably increase as well. So, you know, Down South wanted to highlight this for you guys before we actually get into some deck profiles and some cardboard. You know, is there anything that pops out for you or you wanted to mention from this list?
I think it's just crazy that after all this time, we're still stuck in Justice Hunters formats.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a ton changing in the meta right now. There's a lot of decks that are evolving over time, but it's still Dracotail, Yummy, and K9. And then Yummy right now, seems like a new variant every week, so that's a deck to watch. I feel like everything in Yummy's cheap. There's nothing really super exciting there, but there's a lot going on with Yummy right now of people trying to figure out what's the best way to play that deck.
Yeah, that's a great point because, the banless hits obviously just finding a way to morph the deck core with other engines and things of that nature. So that's always pretty cool. And we'll actually check out a list here in just a moment. And so to start off, again, we have branded Dracotail, in this case, the runner-up of YCS Sydney. And shout out to Jesse Cotton here getting to the finals right there with the deck. He's been playing this for months, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see how many people went down there to Australia. Oh man, I probably won't be able to check, but yeah, it was probably a couple hundred.
It was over 2,000, I think.
Damn, really? It was 2,000? Man, you need to check.
I could be wrong. But
and yeah, I was gonna say, damn, because usually YCS Sydney usually does anywhere from 800 to a G2, give or take. So if that was the case, man, I mean, Australia's kind of far. I've always wanted to go down there. For a Yu-Gi-Oh event. So maybe one day.
Yeah, you're right. I was looking at something else. 746.
Okay, 746. Okay, yeah, usually it's around 800. So yeah, because them flights, man, it ain't easy, man, and probably them yellow planes don't make it out there. So it's hard. It's hard to get out there probably. But yeah, that's nice. It's nice to see this deck profile, just to see that the deck continues to perform just very clean. Fenrir making a comeback here. That's very interesting, man, because people forget just how good this card is. Sure, is it power crap? Yeah, maybe a pure version, a pure deck core, a pure deck. Yeah, but Fenrir is a mini engine in itself. So very nice to see it make a comeback into the meta. Just such a great broken card, or at the very least serves as bait going second. So yeah, what do you think about the current meta, branded Dracotail right now, runner up, and everything that's going on?
Yeah, I think it's been a great deck for the large tournaments. It just performs well over multiple rounds. It's struggling to get wins right now from what I've been seeing. It's just it gets a lot of top 4s, a lot of top 8s, but it's not winning a ton right now. But the deck's super fun. It's got a lot of options here. The deck lists are kind of boring for it. Everyone you see, they're basically the same. There may be 1 or 2 cards swapping out. They got the new branded stuff in there, which has been great for this deck. And those cards are crazy expensive. So
yeah, they're up there in price for sure. The deck does look clean here, and yeah, you're right. Most decks are gonna probably be similar. It'll all just come down to the pilot and just the luck that day, the luck of the draw per se. But yeah, definitely nice to see this deck still performing. Nothing crazy, nothing mind-boggling just going through this, but it's nice to analyze the current meta here, which was late last month here, with a deck that is heavily represented across the meta right now. And that's why Ecclesian the Dark Dragon, we touched base on this card in our last market watch. It was $25, and then it quickly went up in price, and it's kept going up in price. You have a couple one-ofs here, but the walls are at 40s already, guys. So 33 listings. We literally touched base, and we said if you can get it at 25s or under 30s and you need your one-off, just don't wait any longer. And now the card is about to be a 40 piece here at any moment right now. So yeah, down south, when you look at a card like this, do you think it just came out in Burst Protocol, won't get any reprints? Do you think is worthy? Did you see this coming, based on the current meta? And let's just hear it.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's looked at the consolidation there, staring them in the face, and then they ignored it, and they got bit by it.
Yeah.
Burst Protocol, if you don't know, is the first core set of this year that ends up not going into the 10s of this year. So everything before that should be in the 10s. So it's going to be a good while before this card sees a reprint, along with Falling with the White Dragon. So both of those cards, if you need them, you just need to time it right and grab them. This one in particular, this most recent spike, I think it was just today or the past day that it started going up crazy. So I would wait for some retracement here. If it comes back down to around 25-30, I would go ahead and pick up your copies if you need them. Because I don't think you're going to see much relief, because this package is just so splashable into everything.
Yeah. Great take. I mean, well said. It's retracement back down to the mean. What is the mean of a $35 to $40 card? Probably right back to where I was talking about it a couple days ago at 25. I mean, it was 20 forever, and 17s and 18s. And we always said at the very least, just get your one of if you needed it. Hopefully you did. I still got my one of, but not for too long. We're gonna find a Billy Bob out here that gives your boy a 40-piece McNuggies. Wings from Wingstop, 40-piece wings.
And if this is a card that you're wanting to, and if this is a card that you want to play over the next format, I'm pretty sure the Starlight's only been going down.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, well,
I think it's around like 110.
Yeah. Right now, internet issues out here, third world country problems. But yeah. I mean, hey, if down south is saying it, I'm making a bet that that's true. Again, it first starts usually with the cheaper version, and then people realize, damn, this is too expensive. Let me just go, and get the quarter century secret rare, or in this case, the Starlight or the higher rarity. So again, yeah, man, 40. This is kind of up there, but just came out. Everyone's playing it. Everyone needs it. And that's what happens with some core set secrets right here. So your boy's gonna list it right here under this wall of China, and that 40-piece wing is coming my way. So it's nice. It's nice. I was supposed to have it to play it myself, but I'm not really playing modern right now. So yeah, that 40 is gonna come in nice. But yeah. I mean, hopefully, again, like I had access to it, so I did what I was telling the masses to. I picked mine up at 20s at Richmond, just a one of in case I wanted to play it. But your boy's addicted more to the green than to the brown, so this is gonna be gone very, very soon. Down south, you
gotta have your options.
You need one at 40s down south. I got you. Nah,
I'll wait.
You see, smart guy. He ain't Billy Bobbin out here, guys. He's playing it right. That's my guy down south. So great take on that card. Then we do have Yummy, top 16, and again, heavily represented in the current meta. You see triple retaliating seas in the main. You see the Delta package right here, and then just hand traps everywhere with ashes, effect veilers, and gold spells as well. So it's pretty interesting to see a pure version here get the top 16 at YCS Sydney. So wow, yeah, look at that triple Goyo defender.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to highlight this one.
Yeah. So go ahead. Yeah. What is going on? What Goyo defender?
So this is just a pure build that it's not the most common build by any means, but you've seen this pop up a little bit. I believe Triff was messing around with this too.
All right.
And you basically get one defender out, it summons the next one, and that one summons the next one. So you get these 3 synchro bodies out of the one, and then you can use them to go into a Shuriken, and you get a free Omni. So it's crazy. That's the hoops we'll jump through to get an Omni these days, but here we are.
yeah, if it works, it works. And we're gonna touch base on a Shuriken here in just a moment. So that's a great take. It's crazy, just the creativity and how these decks are morph after a ban list, and people just trying to get find ways to make things happen. So that's always pretty cool, man.
This deck is all over the place right now. You have Yummy Fiendsmith, you have Yummy Radiant Typhoon, you have Yummy Azamina, Yummy Sinful Spools, like all kinds of different variants of this deck right now. So there's a lot going on with it.
That's wild, man. That's wild. And that's why we've been talking about Marshmallow Yummy, hitting almost $50 in one of our last market watches. So the Yummy hype
Sell that.
You say, you got
sell it.
Yeah, watch it get reprinted. And I mean, it just came out in Doom of Dimensions, but you never know, man. Yummy is hype right now, and Konami knows it's basically the one remaining piece that you need. So you never know, with the reprint season coming, they might skip the beat on this one in the sense of waiting to the tins and things of that nature, as it is a fan favorite. So definitely keep that one in mind. And then that's why we have Cups of Yummy. I mean, the card was $18, couldn't even get to 20s, and now it's just spiking up to 30s. And yeah, man, essentially it's around 30. What is that? 5 and 8. That's what, like $33 right there with shipping, and then it's a 40 piece. Wow. Then it goes to 60s.
So you're actually seeing some value shift back into Yummy. All these cards have been super cheap for a long time. To be such a good deck, it's been crazy how cheap these cards have been.
That's true. Down South makes a great point. You can see 12 listings only. And yeah, these cards all got floored. And now people are realizing, that they need to get their hands on these cards. Again, because like Down South said, is a lot of different variants. So that covers a lot of different Yu-Gi-Oh players. Maybe players that were playing a different deck, they're like, oh wow, I like Yummy, but with this variant or with that variant. Then you get people coming in. So you can see that the Starlight Rare Max Rarity version of Cups of Yummy is making moves, making plays, which pretty soon it could be a $50+ card. It is wild. So great point made by Down South with regards to that. And then you do have Azamina Yummy, top 8 at a regional. Again, you can see here the hand traps, but playing the wanted package here with Deception. Again, that Bellstar the Black Witch. You got the one Magician Souls as well, which is crazy to see this card back into the meta. You have the Gaze of Timaeus as well. People just slapping Dragoon and Dark Magician of Destruction on the field as well. So again, you can see that the meta is kind of spicy right now. There's the decks that are heavily represented. Yes, so there's a lot of many different winning decks, especially at the regional level. So more decks that are at least topping. So that's very, very nice to see, just the diversity in the meta, in my humble opinion. So yeah, any thoughts on the Azamina version down south?
Yeah, I think this one's really cool. I have much to add to it, but this deck is the reason why you're seeing so much of the Sinful Spoils and Diabellstar stuff. You do have White Forest creeping around in the back ends of the meta, but this has been kind of the driving force, because it gets you access into synchro plays while also getting you into the Dragoon package through the new Dark Magician of Destruction. So it fits really well here, and then Magician Souls also gets you into Yummy combo. So it's the full package there. I think it's a pretty cool build.
Yeah, it works well. Just the synergy, and you can see it topping. It's always nice and fun to review these deck profiles just to see what's going on in the meta. And yeah, there's other variants and things of that nature, but right now we wanted to highlight the two that are hottest right now. As we can obviously see through price action in the market. So great take right there. And then on that note, LZ Azamina of the White Forest, the QCSR down south, wanted to highlight that this card was $50, but now it's triple digits. You have one here for 110s essentially, then it quickly goes to 120s, then it just keeps going on to like 200. It's crazy. 8 listings only. I mean, the secret rare version is also like $18. Recently we can see it was consolidating here at 11, $12, and then boom, just spiking up overnight to 18. There's gonna be a $20 card, $20+ card in no time. So yeah, I mean, down south said it. There's been a lot of hype around, Azamina with Yummy, as you can see, LZ being a key piece that people need. It came in Suda Supreme Darkness, which again, it was the first core set last year, so that's why we haven't seen the reprints of this card. Yeah, you highlighted the QCSR. So what's your thought process on this?
Yeah, and you saw a bunch of the wanted cards and the Azamina and the White Forest and all that. Everything kind of fell out of the meta, and then with drawing the Lockbird going to 2, it's such a simple change, but you see that stuff kind of creep back in. That's heavy on searching. And then this one would completely caught me off guard whenever we pulled it up earlier. I knew it was going up, but to see that big of a jump is kind of crazy. I would be wary. Luckily, this card is a one of if you play it.
Right.
But I could see this being something that comes in Rarity 5.
Yeah. Rarity collections.
It seems like it.
I agree with down south. Why? Because Rarity collections are basically a set that is an exception in the sense of the reprint cycle, where you have cards that come in, the first core set of the year, you expect them to not get reprinted forever, but then you have these Rarity collections that they skip that reprint cycle, in the sense where you can see cards that shouldn't, I guess, technically get reprinted, get slapped in there. So you never know. Yep. Just keep it in mind, with cards like these going up so much. And if you ever want to sell, you want to sell into these volume candles, and you want to sell into the liquidity, into the hype, when the demand is at all-time highs. Then we have Fiendsmith's Requiem. We've talked about Lacrima on the channel. We've talked about Tract on the channel. And then Requiem, is that third piece that people playing different variants, like down south said, people are playing Yummy Fiendsmith or Fiendsmith with other deck cores out there. And again, this card used to be $3, and now it's 568 with that wall right there. But then it quickly goes up to 7s and beyond. So guys, don't let this card be double digits. Sure, it's a card that could get even an additional print. 23 listings, you never know. But yeah, because the tins came out like over 6 months ago now. Time is flying by, so it's hard to get already. So if you need like your one of, I'd come in $5, maybe in person, trade for it. Like, I wouldn't wait. So just one to keep in mind. And what do you think about the Fiendsmith variants going on in the meta right now with this cards like these?
Yeah, and there's a lot going into the Fiendsmith stuff right now too, because it's not just Yummy that's playing it. The Orcus decks that you saw earlier, a lot of that's using the Fiendsmith stuff, and then the little Dark Magician package. So it's in more places than one right now. I wanted to highlight this version of Requiem in specific because the OG Secret's already started its move. I think it was up to around like 15 last I looked. Getting up there anyways.
Yeah, 13s, yeah.
So all the other stuff, the Lacrimos, the Engravers, all the nice rarities have already moved. And then for some reason, the 10 version of Requiem's fallen behind. So I just feel like it's a good access point to hop in.
Yeah, because this card, I mean, the OGs are up 2x compared to the current 10 ones. So this one, if it doesn't get reprinted soon, it could catch up to the OG. So great point made by Down South. And then you do have a lot of Tri-Brigade hype, you know, being played with Radiant and Yummy and just topping, you know, and people now getting on, you know, that deck here. We have Fractal. You did mention Down South that this could come in Rarity 5, just something to keep in mind. But you do have Major Walls of China at around $3. You do see the volume coming in. So what do you think about the Tri-Brigade engine with Radiance, with Yummy, things of that nature, and that deck that's roaming around in one Richmond?
It's definitely cool to see it come back around. It's always exciting whenever you see these older decks pop back up in the meta again. But Fractal to me, I basically I feel like it's a warning to move your copies now while they're going up. This is what, 2021, so
yeah,
it's a matter of time before a card that's this important gets a reprint, whether it's in Ready 5 or whether it's somewhere else.
Right.
So I would be moving copies of this into the hype.
Yeah. You want to always move cards into the demand. They become liquid, you move them, and you recycle that purchasing power. And then Dragoon obviously getting hype, you know, across the board for all versions. But do keep in mind that this card is getting a reprint very, very soon. And I'll actually let you know, Down South talk about this one because he wanted to highlight this specific Starlight Rare version for you guys.
I really don't understand why people, like, if you look at the sales on this in the quarter century, like, people are buying this card like left and right now for a card that's so expensive. And anybody that has this Starlight Rare, whenever the Starlight Overframe comes out in a month and a half or whenever it is Ready 5, it's already confirmed. We already know it's coming. Anybody who has this version is going to want the Overframe instead, if they have that kind of money to throw around. So this card is just going to be on a downward trend from there in my eyes. So I think it's a needed card right now if you're going to play the Dark Magician engine. But if you need it, just get the lower rarities. There's so many rarity collection options out there. Just get the ones you need to play with right now. And then if you want a higher rarity, just wait for Rarity 5 right now.
Yeah, that's a great point. Why? I mean, sure, there's going to be people out there, oh, but I like the first set OG Starlights, you know, from Brothers of Legend and this and that and third. Yeah, but value-wise, man, like this is 113s. I'd try and get rid of it at, you know, over triple digits right here. And just, you know, everyone's going to be focusing on the overframe. And of course, there's going to be people like, I'm going to just keep my copy because I don't care about the overframe or it'll probably be too expensive. So I prefer this. That's fine. But we're talking about most people that own this, that do or may want, you know, that the overframe that is coming out. No need to hold on to this version. And we actually do expect more sell pressure for the higher end, thanks to the new higher end reprints coming just around the corner. Then we do have Radiant Typhoon, guys, at YCS Sydney, actually winning a YCS of 750 players. Guys, very, very impressive. So again, a pure version, actually playing Crozea right here with the triple extravagance, triple droplet, just very clean, a very, very clean build, as you guys can see here. Nothing too crazy. You know, we're gonna touch base on a couple of these cards you know, that are relevant to this deck here in just a moment. But before we do, what is your thought process of this deck actually beating branded Draco Tail and actually winning this pure version out there in YCS Sydney?
Yeah, it's wild. You know, Mystical Space Typhoon's meta in 2026.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You never would have thought we see that card back in decks. But yeah, Radiant Typhoon's it's a cool deck. It's got a lot of options that it can play with as well. And then you see the Fallen and the Virtuous package, you know, it all being quick plays, pairs perfectly with this deck right now. So I think it's a great deck, and it should stick around for a while too. So I think most of the cards in this deck have already gone up to pretty crazy prices for what they are, you know, being core set secrets and ultras for most of the ones that are going up. So I think if you're wanting to invest in it, I think you're late. I think if you want to play it, I think you got time to get out of it. But for the most part, I think it's a cool deck.
Yeah. Nothing else to really much add to that other than the fact that we're going to actually touch base on a couple of these cards. Great deck to be piloting right now. If it's one of your preferred versions, actually winning a YCS right now, that's pretty interesting. So let us know what you think in the comment section down below. And we do have Radiant Typhoon Varun. That's what I'm going to call it. I don't got time to say the right name. This card is $2, it says here. And yeah, you have a couple one-ofs, and yeah, it's about $2 of 125 listings. Volume has been consistent, and we're entering the consolidation phase that Down South mentioned earlier for Ecclesia, for example. We're not comparing card to card. We're just talking about comparison in the sense of the chart. Then if you ever need to buy a card, the best time is to buy consolidation phases. That does not mean it can't curve and continue going back down. Anything is possible, but at the very least, you didn't buy the Falling Knife. You didn't buy the $30 pre-sales that Billy Bob did, or even the $5 card where hundreds of people came in at 5s, you know, where now they could essentially get a place at 4 5s. So yeah, you wanted to highlight this one specifically, and why is that, Down South?
So I think the takeaway from this video, if you take anything away from us, if you want to throw money at a card right now, just throw it at this. Either this or the quarter century or the Starlight, because it's a 3 of in the extra deck, which doesn't happen super often. It's an ultra rare, so I mean, you're not going to see insane prices out of it, but $2 is crazy cheap for this right now. And then also, this being Burst Protocol, all of the rest of the Radiant Typhoon cards were in Doom of Dimensions or Duelist Advance or wherever it was they came out, and those are all going to be in the 10s this year. And then Varun's going to be left out, and it's going to be one of those situations where everybody's buying 10s, and then they're like, wait a second, I need this card. And it didn't get reprinted. So I think it's a good long-term hold on this card.
Yeah, that's a great take. And the key word is long-term. It's not you're going to buy it now. Oh, man, but it's not $5 this next week as we thought. No, it's down the road. Could this card be a $5 to $10 card? It could. Potential's there. Maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it does. The whole point is the potential is there for a core set ultra rare that is $2. If you can get these at around, you know, maybe a play set for $5 in person, that'd be even better. Just get exposure. You know, even me, I feel like listening to Down South, for example, and just get 3 of these, put in $5 here and there, you know, and just get that exposure, because you never know. This one could have a long life cycle, especially, you know, if by the next ban list other decks get hit, you know, that maybe Konami deems more like too powerful or being too like represented too much and things of that nature. So this is definitely one to keep on your radar. Then we have Azura King, you know, that Down South mentioned earlier. You can see this large volume spike, people coming in. It does have multiple versions, but people are going to want the first ed OG secrets here. Massive large volume candle. The card, you know, you still have a couple deals here at around $1 and some change, but it could quickly become a $2+ card, 45 listings. So yeah, I mean, wow, massive. The largest yearly volume candle in the last 360 days. That interest coming in, as we did show, it was part of the extra deck. So yeah. Well, I mean, should people be picking this up? Is it that good to have that Omni to make it? Is it consistent enough? Like, what's your thought process on this one?
Yeah, I think it's worth just having a copy of it. Whenever it got its reprinted, it was only an ultra, so this is still the highest rarity. I don't think it's an important enough of a card that it's going to be reprinted anytime soon. And then Power of the Elements is an old set, so I feel like it's good if you don't have this card already, make sure you have a copy of it, at least just the one for yourself. And then I think it's another good hold card, because there's always rank 3 decks popping up.
Yeah. It's good, and it's a rank 3 with 2100. You know, it's a beat stick. You know, plus with the monster negate. So yeah, man. Keep it in mind.
Can attack multiple times per turn, gains attack.
Man, it's a very nifty rank 3 that again is catching on right now. And yeah, I mean, it does have the cheap reprint, but people are gonna want the first at OG max rarity. So definitely a great one highlighted by Down South. Then we have Phantom Fortress. Enter. Let's leave it at that. Enter. Right here, from the Infinity Chasers, the super rare. If it wasn't for Down South, I had no clue this card was this much, man. It went from $1.86. You could almost get a playset for $5, maybe $6. And now one of these is basically $6. Look, 5 listings here. You have a playset here with shipping. You have a wall of China here at 8s, but it's gone. Guys, it is gone with, I mean, large 3-month volume candles here. You can see the parabolic rise from the lower prices. Wow, what a beautiful parabolic chart. This card went from shekels to billies. It was 3/4 a pop, and then, you know, 7 months later, it's parabolic here. getting cleaned out. So yeah. Let's hear it down south. Like, what's your thought process on this specific card? Yeah, let's just hear it, man.
Yeah. All these old cards are seem to be getting their day in the sunlight here lately. And it's this one's time. And I feel like it's the perfect time to move a card like this if you just have them sitting around. You know, people. I'm sure there's people that have opened up this set and it's just a super rare, so they have bulk sitting somewhere. If you got it, go dig for it.
Yeah.
It's worth moving right now because I believe the only other printing is a rare. It just has the 2 prints, and so if people want to play it right now, they're going to want the super. So I would be moving off of this one before it does get the reprint. With it popping up in the meta again, it's going to be on Konami's radar, and at some point over the next year, it's going to see a reprint, I would imagine.
Yeah. So from both to Billy's, guys, make sure you keep it in mind. If you have this, search for it. If you cracked open Infinity Chasers or ever bought this penny stock, it's time to eat. So listen to Down South. Then we have number 75, Bamboozling. Gossip Shadow, again, other rank 3s, making moves, making plays. It has a cheap super rare reprint, but the max rarity secrets were 15s, and now they're 24, pushing 25s essentially. 6 listings only. Another one that is getting cleaned out as we speak. A couple one-ofs, and then it's a 45 piece, guys. Insane. The parabolic rise of these rank 3s, guys. And before that, it was single digits, which is crazy, about a year ago. And yeah, if you have these cards, you have money. If you don't, you're going to have to pay a premium. So, I mean, just like Down South said earlier, just like a Shura King, just like this one, I guess there's not too much to add for this one, other than the fact that it's just a rank 3, is going up. If you have these, you sell into the hype, you know, and maybe get the cheaper version. So yeah, I think that would make sense.
That pretty much covers it. If you got it, sell it. If you need it to play it, buy the common.
Yeah, that's what I'd be doing. Yeah,
that's insane prices for just an old toolbox card.
Yeah,
and it's basically all it is. It's just rank 3 toolbox, and it's gonna come back around every time a rank 3 deck comes back around, and now's the time to move it if you're holding on to them.
Yeah. Last time it was probably with Goblin Bikers, and now with Radiant. So yeah, very interesting to see that card making moves. Then we have K9 Vanquish Soul. Again, this deck still continues to perform post banless. Obviously having the 3 stake your souls and your 3 raisins now. Even with Holly Sue at 1, it continues to perform here. We can see this one was at the Kissimmee Regional, which is my local regional here in Orlando. So yeah. Shout out to Anthony Bandera. K9 Vanquish Soul actually winning the 358 player event. So that is awesome. I was at that regional and it was pretty cool. Always fun to go to regionals. And it's nice to see that continues to perform. So what do you think? What do you think down south, post banless, how this deck came back now more consistently into the meta and things of that nature?
I think it's in an odd point right now because representation for the deck is down, but a lot of events, after you look over them, and it's like Vanquish Soul is just knocking them down. They're winning a lot of events over the past month or so, and they're winning a lot of big events, so they can sustain now with the consistency of getting the 3 Raws and the 3 stakes back. So I think this is definitely an interesting deck to keep an eye on, because I feel like it's once the ban list does roll around, we're probably 2 months away from that. Yeah. But if Konami wants to roll back any of those changes with Rosin and Stake Your Soul, if they think they went too far, if they think maybe they need to rebalance it and bring maybe Holly Sue back from 1 to more copies of that, like there's a lot of options with how this deck can play out. So it's one to keep an eye on, and it's still a really strong deck right now. So
yeah, I mean, that's a great take. It's still performing. If you've always loved it, that's good. You got to play it. It's actually winning events and things of that nature. So always nice to see the deck making moves, making plays.
Holly Sue's like $1 right now, which is insane.
It's free 99. Holly Sue is free 99 because you only need 1, and the card is too broken to ever come back to more in the short term, I guess. But yeah, it's crazy to see this card that used to be like $40, just $1. Hey, that's what Banless does. The market is crazy. And then we have number C104, Umbro or Masquerade. I've been a proponent of selling this card. And down south, it says this is the same because this is a guaranteed reprint coming, right?
Yep, this is confirmed. Rarity 5, all 7 rarities. People have known it. people still come in here and throw $30 at a super rare daily. It makes 0 sense.
Yeah, that's Billy Bob's. They don't make any sense. And this chart, it's the thing is, people think consolidation only happens before a move up, but it also happens before a move down, especially with a card like this that we know a reprint is coming. It's literally debating between the reprint and the fact that people need it to play the deck right now. And that's all good and well. If you have this card, I'd be playing the deck without it. I mean, unless I'm going to like a YCS or whatever. And honestly, there's no other YCS, I don't think so, before the Rarity 5 reprints come out anymore. So I mean, like, there's no way I'm leaving these $30+ on the table. Like, this is literally consolidating before the downfall. And we're gonna hop on here. We're gonna talk about this card, probably in the teens, maybe even single digits. That's to be expected, guys. You sell into this consolidation. It's clear as day. That's what I'd be doing. I would be playing the probabilities, especially knowing the fundamental event that the reprint is coming. That's crazy. The chart literally is telling you what to do, considering the fact, you know, that the fundamental event will occur. It's telling you we're consolidating here. Sell before this thing crashes down. So I'd be running for the hills, for them hills, just like Down South said, knowing that that reprint will be coming. And then the last part of our market watch will be the OCG meta game breakdown, guys. Cool Tunes here taking over first place over there in the OCG. We have Mitsubuti still being strong with the close second. Then we have Elf Notes here with third, and then you have Sky Striker, Vanquish Soul, Doom Z, and the rest is history. And obviously they have, you know, it's a different format, different ban lists, things of that nature, so something to keep in mind. But it does not hurt, you know, to actually observe some of these lists here, which we will pull up here in just a moment. But yeah, man, the OCG has been heating up over there, and a lot of people are getting ready you know, to play you know, the decks in the future. Here in a couple months, this will be probably something similar to this format. So yeah, you wanted me to pull up these two deck profiles here. So yeah, what is the thought process of the OCG right now down south? What should people be looking at, getting ready for, you know, the potential future of the TCG based on what we're seeing happening over there right now?
Yeah, so the biggest inconsistency that I see when I look at the pie chart is the Mitsurugi. Is you just kind of have to ignore that.
Right.
They still have 3 Habikiri. They have multiple new ways to search it that we don't have yet, and on our timeline we don't really see a spot where they will be coming. So I kind of just ignore that, and I wanted to kind of focus on, you know, Killer Tune and Elf Note,
right,
as being what we have to look forward to after we get Blazing Dominion rolling out over here, because our meta is going to be basically the same for a good little bit here, other than the changes we get in Blazing Dominion. So almost all the Cool Tune cards have already gone up. I don't think there's a ton of options you have there if you're looking to make a play on it, if you're looking to make any money off of it. But it's if you're wanting to play it, then you want to buy these decks now, and you don't want to wait too long, because in Blazing Dominion we get the Phydralis Harmonia. I believe it's up there somewhere, and basically every synchro deck just gets that much stronger with this card in play, and that's why these decks are seeing so much success right now in the OCG, is because of this card. So this is really the big update we have to look forward to coming, you know, with our next upcoming sets, is because the Battles of Legends set and Rarity 5, they're not going to change the meta. You're really just getting reprints and such there, and fancy new artworks with stamps for whatever reason. Yeah. But as far as meta impact, this card is the one, and it's going to push those 2 synchro decks up in the meta a good bit.
Yeah. I mean, amazing points. Just again, that's the importance of always looking ahead and being ready for what's to come. And some of us, let's say we don't play, or we don't really care, like truly meta relevant wise from the playability standpoint. But others is more about like the money making opportunities, or what should be we looking at, getting ready for, maybe picking up certain cards, things of that nature. So again, when you see these deck lists over here in the OCG, it's good to be like, oh, okay, they're playing 2 of these and 3 of these and 2 of these. Oh, okay, maybe I should pick up one of these right now, one of those. And you know, like we've been talking about this card right here that we're going to highlight in just a bit. And, you know, look at Requiem. We just talked about that today. I talked about King Caesar not too long ago, Link Spiders and Pack-Bit. We're going to touch base. And, you know, it's just having that idea of cards that, you know, are already going up. And now we can see why, but it doesn't hurt to make sure to get exposure, access to some of these, especially Kill Tunes. Like we've been talking about that deck, and like just pick up your deck cores because of this. And we can see the 3 right here of Harmonia, as Down South mentioned. So again, it's all about analyzing trends. The trend is your friend until the end. Excuse me, guys, not just like on the charts, but also fundamentally speaking, like in this case. So definitely keep those things in mind. It's the same as Elf Note, Regina,
the
new
support
support.
gets a new card that changes their deck a good bit.
Yeah.
Well.
So how does it change?
And
Just
then they get
let them know.
Yeah, it's just
briefly,
it's another 3-0 for their deck, and it allows you to special summon straight from the deck an Elf Knight monster. So it's just another tool for them to be able to extend out even further. And then they get a lot of the new Power Patron stuff.
Yeah.
The Pendulum monsters, and then there's a Power Patron spell as well that goes into the deck in the new build. I don't remember the name of it, but it changes the way the deck plays a little bit, and it just makes it more consistent. So that's what you're going to be looking forward to.
Yeah, so that's why you've seen like hype around Lucina, I think it is, the red one, the secret rare from the core set. Just people getting ready for this new future support, as we can see here. So people are excited. So that does make sense. And yeah, Golden Cloud Beast Malong is one that we've been talking about, the ultra rare, reaching almost $5 recently. Don't forget that the only other print it is the common here. And yes, you do have Walls of China, but this could easily one day be $1 and beyond. It could easily go from shekels to Billy. So if you need this card, high volume coming in, don't take these commons for granted. They used to be free 99. Now volume has been coming in here. Now little by little, now they went from 1/4 to 2, then to 3, and then a whole $1. So definitely keep this common in mind. Like Down South said, you want this card is broken. And also Down South was mentioning Packbit. This is the alternative print in the sense of it has the secret rare and the quarter century, but this ultra used to be 16 cents, and it's crazy. It went from 16 cents to $1 already. That is mind-boggling, guys. A parabolic move, parabolic rise. So Down South wants to let you guys know in the sense, like, sure, it's already up a lot, but don't let this be 2 to 3s. If you need your copy, better sooner rather than later in that manner. So these synchros, just to touch base on the third one before I let you go and just explain the relevancy. We have Elf Note Seraphim. I'm not even gonna try that. Yeah, this is about $1/4 right here. So it's cheap, 165 listings. But again, don't let these core set ultras when they go from shekels to billies. It doesn't have to do it, but you never know. You can see the consolidation with the volume spike coming in near the lows. No better time to get exposure to a card like this than now. So yeah, well, what do you think about these 3 synchros right here?
Yeah, so Malong, I think the ship has sailed if you want to try to make money on that card, but it's the perfect example of what we have to look forward to for Packbit. So Malong was an ultra upgrade in the 10s the previous year.
Yes.
And it started out dirt cheap. Now it's $5. Packbit, ultra rare in the 10s this year. Dirt cheap. And it's on its way up. And don't let the chart scare you and thinking, oh, I missed out. Because everywhere that they're playing Malong, they're playing this. And I feel like it has just as much potential to continue rising in price.
Yes. Great take on both.
And then for the
cards.
Elf Note Synchro, it's the last piece that hasn't started going crazy. And it's a core set ultra. Shouldn't see a reprint for a while. If it's an option if you want to have access to the deck of exposure, then this is kind of a good way to get into it cheap and just have a piece laying around in case it does blow up here.
Never hurts to get that E word, the exposure, just in case we do see another synchro moving up. Shooting Riser Dragon used to be $4 for the Shonen Jump. Volume came in, and now this card with shipping is $9.50, essentially $10-11, and then it goes crazy. 15s, 19s, 20s, then 50s at the bottom of the page. 10 listings only, so this is the max rarity version. Card used to be $250s. Wow, last summer. And now it's actually going up like crazy. If you have this card, you got money. It does have another print, I believe is like a super rare, but so you do have a more budget option. But if you need the card, again, it's synchro. It got
a platinum too. Did it get a platinum and all that?
I don't think it was this one. Yeah, I don't think it was this one.
One of the other ones.
Yeah, it was Shooting Quasar, I think it is. And right now we're in a third world country with no internet, so I don't even know how you and me are talking. Right? You imagine that? No, but I mean, I think it has like a super. Seeker that came in like a sneak peek or something, or like Dane, I think it was. I don't even know. But the whole point is,
it's the perfect example of why it's always great to pick up any of these like old random promos. Even if they're cheap, you don't want them, you don't care about them, just pick them up when there's no talk about them and just hold them, because you never know when this is going to happen with these old cards.
Literally Shonen Jump version, making moves, making plays. Then there was someone on X. On X, someone reached out. They're like, Jay, I want you to do a TA on Berry Magician Girl, and TA is technical analysis, you know, and wanted me to check the chart. And you know, hey, we listen to the community, so only 3 prints, basically 2 print, because the block of cheese don't count. Block of cheese gold rares don't count, so basically this card only has 2 prints, as you can see here. And yeah, the secret rare from the movie, the Dark Side of Dimensions movie pack secret edition card was, you know, around 269s, but now it's going up, guys. Insane, getting cleaned out. Here you can see the volume coming in as of late, just spiking this thing up to double digits into oblivion. 3 listings only, guys, and it's a 25 piece, then a 30 piece wings, guys. Insane, guys. The hype around magicians, and the artwork looks nice, as you can see there. So this is getting cleaned out, and I know this is out of the blue down south, but let's just hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, it's crazy that a card like this can see relevance right now, but it is it does get you into the Shining Sark package with the newer Dark Magician Girl, which gets you into the Dark Magician of Destruction, Dragoon, all that. It's a level 1, so I could see it seeing use in Yummy. I'm guessing that's where it's seeing play.
Ooh, let's go.
So yeah, it's interesting that this card of all cards is popping up right now.
Yeah. If you stayed an hour plus in, you know, towards the end, we got to show them goodies, you know, and this was, you know, highlighted by someone on X. So shout out to them. I need to do better, maybe tell, you know, highlight their name or whatever. But the whole point is they ask and we fulfilled that request, you know, and it helps the masses too, just to stay informed. Just in case you had this in bulk, you have anywhere from $10 to $25 to your name right here. So it's always nice when you learn about value like this with actual sales, mind you. So definitely one to keep on your radar. Then we have Duel Terion. You know, this is Down South's favorite card because he had actually a couple super rares, you know, that he sold too early, but he is not the only one. That's happened to be a billion times, and it sucks when it does happen. But again, in this case, the super rare used to be 250s here, and then it says 17s. And yeah, this card, 6 listings only. This is the hype, you know, around Magnet Warriors here. With the walls at 18, sure, a card that used to be 261s in a year ago used to be free 99, literally free 99, 3/4 a pop, parabolic rise, insanity with this one. And now it has transferred over to the commons. Why? Because it only has 2 prints, only 2 prints. The supers are the max rarity, but they came in legendary duelist, hard set to get. So you're stuck with the speed dual common here that used to be less than a quarter, free 99, and now parabolic rise here to 350s, and then pretty soon the 4s and beyond. So what do you think about the Magna Warrior hype about this card? Is it worth it? Like, what's your thought process on this one?
This is like the feel-good story of the meta right now, because I don't think anybody expected Magna Warriors to do anything. I know I didn't.
Yeah.
And to see a card like this being able to help out in it is just crazy to me. If you have any of this, sell it. Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
And if you see the Midterm Paradox boxes laying around, you still see them on shelves at stores sometimes. I think if you buy that product, it comes with 2 of these in it.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it is insane that people don't care about Speed Duel. There's many people don't like the Speed Duel cards, but I believe the cardboard stock is amazing, especially when you get sweet deals like this. So great points made by Down South with regards to this card. Just insane what's going on right now. And lastly, we have, you know, Down South's personal pick right here, Illusion Gate from Maze of Muertos, a card that no one's paying attention to right now. Everyone's focusing on the Dark Magician stuff. People don't care about the new Illusion support or what the future could have for cards like these, and that's what I love to see at all-time lows, consolidating healthy volume. So the chart is saying what Down South is saying, that this is his personal pick of the day. Why do you think that someone should come in here, pay $50 of their hard-earned cash to maybe get exposure and get a playset of this card right now?
This thing is just like a ticking time bomb. I'm surprised, and I feel like there's other people that were surprised too, to see it on release go this low, because it was kind of hyped up to begin with, and everybody knew it's a good card. You can search it off of thrust, and it's just you just destroy all your opponent's stuff and then steal something out of their graveyard. So it's Raigeki plus Monster Reborn in one card.
Damn.
So it's a crazy card. And then also with Genesis format, the side deck cards all just took a big hit. So all of Raigeki, Lightning Storm, everything got small amounts of points added to them. So nobody's going to want to play them and point their side deck for Genesis format. And then this got nothing. This is still 0 points. So you get the kind of double whammy of if this starts popping up there, starts popping up in main format, then I think this has amazing potential.
Yeah, I like it. I like cards that come out that people don't pay attention to as a secret rare, and that probably has a CR too. So it came in the main set. It'll just get hard to get. This is one that sneaks by people, they don't pay attention, and then one day it could be 25, 30 bucks, and people like, why? And it's because Down South talked about it an hour plus in, leaving the best for last here in our market watch. So definitely just a card to keep in mind. So yeah, we had a couple more goodies, but in essence we're gonna leave it there because we covered all the bases here today. And guys, we picked Down South, picked his brain today. If you want to follow his channel over there on X, guys, make sure you go over there. Go to X, link in the description down below, guys. You need to tune in to Down South. We're gonna get him to over 100. That's a walk in the park. The man deserves just as many followers as he can. You saw it. We picked his brain for over an hour, and this same information he is posting consistently on his channel over here on X. Just beautiful, guys. Don't miss out. Make sure you tune in. And yeah, man, it was great. It was fun. It was a pleasure to have Down South on the channel once again. So yeah, and any last words before we get out of here, Down South?
No, man, I always appreciate you having me. I appreciate the shout out. Look forward to continuing to kind of put stuff out there on X. Like I've always said, I'm putting in the work. I'd rather be able to share that with others. So hopefully I can put something useful out there for you guys. And once again, I appreciate all your support over the years. It's been awesome having you as a resource, and you having me on here as well. So
yeah.
If you don't already follow this man, just follow him.
Thank you, brother. Always appreciate you for all the support as a member. And just it's awesome. It's awesome always to interact with you guys and just great people like Down South. So make sure you go ahead and follow, guys. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe on the way out. Make sure you like this video on the way out, man. Down South did an amazing job, and it was super fun. And I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. So with that said, guys, I just wanted to thank you so much for your time, for your support, and for your attention. Stay fresh.